Hello everyone, my name is Marty and welcome to my channel. Today I am participating in the Every Bit Counts Challenge, which is run during the month of August. Our lovely host is Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead. If you've never heard of her, check her YouTube channel out. It is just lovely, very inspiring, and I do like to watch a lot of the videos for the recipes as well. Now today I'm going to be working in my kitchen and I have a few things that I need to do outside, which I'll do later on, and so come join me. Now unfortunately, recently, our kitchen fridge has died. Okay. We have purchased another one. We were lucky enough to get a used one the very next day. We just have not moved it in yet. And that's one of the things that you need to look at is, do you have a backup? And we do. We had a smaller apartment size one out in our garage. Now Chris has just put the flash first coat on, and we're almost at the 30-minute mark to put on the rest of the paint. So this is the entry into our kitchen. That is the outside door that takes me right across. You may see the window and the door across there. It takes me right across to the garage, and to the left there is our little kitchen garden. A lot of the stuff is out of it right now. It was jam-packed full, but I've been pulling plants out as they weren't needed anymore. So I have things at the doorway to go outside, and also to the fridge that we have in the garage. Thank goodness we had a smaller fridge bought before this fridge conked out. So as you see, I have some tomatoes that are going bad. My coffee creamer needs to head out. The compost is sitting there to go out, and the towel up there is it's usually on the floor. I just set it up there. It's heading into laundry, and it's to wipe off the pup's feet. Now we do have a bathroom here. I keep my mop in there. It's handy. In and out. I can dump the water out. I was keeping it in my laundry room, and I'm like, Marty, save yourself some time and just keep it in the bathroom. You know, it's not a show bathroom. So there it is. It's very handy because in this zone right here, the kids, I tell them, keep your shoes on to this spot here. As we come in to my kitchen, so I'm kind of doing this backwards, facing the door. So so my cookbooks and my extra reading glasses and stuff are all up here. Same with the hubbies. And if we have bananas or anything like that, or avocados, we do put it on the microwave, or we sit it over in this area. But it's canning season, so it's not there. And I have my paper towels there. I don't go through a lot. That'll probably last me. It's funny. It'll last me like 4 or 5 months. I think it's just there for show purposes. And my working cookbooks, right now, I always have on the outside, and I have my favorites in here. And then my older ones that I like to protect are all up in the top. Now, what you can't tell right now is the smell that's in my kitchen. So I've had tomatoes in my oven since just after 5 o'clock. They're in roasting. Look at that. Well, yeah, I knew it. This pan was overfilled because it's the last of that half bushel in there. Now, I do have some pans prepped up here for something else I'm going to do. Right as soon as these are pulled out, my parchment paper is ready. Phone charger, I just took my phone off because I was like, oh, and my phone's almost dead. Now, I will show you where our fridge used to be. Right here. So never be in a hurry to put your fridge in. Like if our fridge that we purchased was crisp, you know, that really bright white appliance color, we would have just put it in there and carried on. But because it wasn't put in there right away, and walking into the kitchen, I started looking at my kitchen differently. And one of the first things on the first day was when we pulled it out was, wow, look at the room. Because it would have been here, right? There would have been, like, so when you walk in, you're met with a wall of white. So your eyesight stops right there. Now it travels to here. It travels to this wall, which we can't do anything about because there is a chimney in there that goes up through the center of the house, and that's how they used to heat the house, with wood heat. So they boxed it in and put in a very shallow pantry. It's cute. We can get things in there. And the same from the bottom. So very shallow. And so we got looking at it and I went, what if we changed a few things? So I'm going to show you before I do the rest of my tour what we did. We had the coffee bar over here. Now, the coffee bar was a very old cupboard, and the hubby did some alterations with it. He had it on the shelf, and at the time we had a different coffee maker that fit in here, was rounded at the back. So I said, well, cut that, because I didn't want it stuck all the way to the front, right? Because we have a lot of grandchildren, and I didn't want anybody accidentally pulling it over. So he did that so it could go right back here. And this is the bottom. I'll go back here. This is the bottom of the cabinet. Now, can you believe it? This was the working surface. Look how short that is compared to the cupboard height. Isn't that incredible? And now this cupboard came from down east, from Newfoundland. It's a baker's cupboard. I absolutely adore it. It's fantastic. I would have liked to have kept the integrity of it, but you know what? They had already did a full stain and stuff on it, so that has been changed. So I had them put a riser on this. Now, the riser was for the other side, and it worked perfectly. Over here, they changed the height of the counter space to match up with the stove top. So you can see there's like a difference here. So we need to do a little bit of work here. This cupboard now can be removed, because that's the cupboard that was modified from when they did their rentals, the people that owned it before us. And it'll go over to the other area where the top part of this hutch, it's hard to believe, this sat on that hutch, and it would have been like down here. Look at our buffet. Like, it's not counter height, but it's, you know, and it was even lower. So we'll clear this out. It'll be hung over there. That'll get put over here in this area. And the fridge, of course, they come out just that little bit. There's an outlet behind there. Therefore, the bar is there to plug in. But how cool is that, right? Like, the whole view of my kitchen changed. Now I'm going to give you a view of if you were actually walking in, because I did it in reverse. So this is my working kitchen. The only thing I did here before I filmed was put that laundry basket back, and I ran the mop over the floor because I hadn't done it yet this morning, because I do it after I do the tomatoes and stuff. I sweep and mop in the evenings. Quite often I'll have to, well, I always have to sweep in the morning, let's get real. And I usually mop by 8:30 or 9, like after kids are up, dogs have been in and out, and I kind of do that little lap through. This is what I was seeing. And then there was a blank hole there. And I went, oh my gosh, I have an opportunity to lengthen my workspace and not just have this and my elbows always hitting, you know, up against the fridge. Not only are we down a fridge in here at the moment, we're kind of doing like a mini renovation, but it's without really going into the walls and stuff. So nothing too major. And yeah, and I really like it, and it's going to really suit having the fridge over here. Mind it is separated from over there, but it's still only a few feet away. And this counter will end here, and you will see white. So it has dramatically opened up my little wee galley kitchen. One added benefit, it sucked at the time, losing the fridge and having to, you know, swap things over and get it to fit into a smaller fridge. So you might be wondering about my table. This is a very old table. I have had this table a very long time. Right now I think it's getting close to 175 or 180 years old. It was quite old when I bought it. It's had a few repairs and stuff on it, and we did put risers under it for here because I wanted it counter height so that I could work at this table, watch TV in here, and it saved my back. So the bed risers work fantastic, and it only takes a few seconds to remove them when we need the table, if we have guests over. We're so used to it, we just keep the bench here, pull out the bench a bit, and we're just used to eating on a higher surface. So working kitchen, laundry, right? There's always laundry. Pull laundry out and put laundry in. My dehydrator, I haven't cleaned inside yet, there's still crumbs. The trays are in the sink waiting to get washed. Jars need to be labeled. The stuff's always out. The pens are in here because kitty cats come along and knock them off on the floor, because she knows that the dogs like to chew on them. I have empty jars here to fill up, and I also have some new jars that I purchased that I need to wash and sterilize. So my corner is getting cluttered up. This will be dealt with in September when my August challenge is done. So it's kind of all just tucked over. Plus those baskets were on top of our fridge. So the items that the kids enjoy are in there. And this all gets condensed down too. There'll only be a few jars over here in the corner because I use this area here. So there's my tour. Oh, and the fan. A must have. I turned it off. That's the other thing I did. I turned it off for the video so you wouldn't hear it. But you see how it's angled, or actually it needs to be turned a little more. I have it angled so that it blows across the floor here. It keeps my kitchen cool when the oven is on and dries the floor up nice, which is great. So this area here, I pulled my laptop over here just so you could see the other spot. I have dishes in the sink, as every kitchen does. I have a leak somewhere under here in a hose, so how we put the parts there, we just got them the other day. Tomatoes right on the windowsill. My little scale, my next projects that I'm going to be doing, almost 15 pounds of cucumbers. This is down here. I purchased these 2 stools at Walmart for, I think it was about $17 or $18 each. Best thing I ever did. The kids love them. I love them. And they fit over the scale, which I check on my weight here and there. And yeah, I'm, you know, almost 40 pounds overweight. And that hasn't changed much. But I do weigh my product, which I weighed that basket this morning so I would know how much I have and how to adjust my recipe. I have cabbages that, let's see, I got to get working on them today. These are 2 of 3 that I purchased for 99 cents each, if you can believe it. This is waiting to go out to the chickens this morning. I haven't been out there yet. They'll need to be fed and watered. And that's my kitchen. This is what it looks like typically. And trust me, and with more projects, there's a little bit more going on. It's a working kitchen. I'm continually wiping, sweeping. The pups run in and out with our bulldog. So you're sweeping every few hours. And the best part, except for don't look at my screens, they will not get washed until September after this challenge. I just don't have time to pull them all off. But it's getting to look out here. I can look at my chickens out here in the spot here and my garden. Ah, you hear that? The laughing? The kids are up. So it's going to be breakfast time.